What is going on, everyone? FreedyCat Gaming here with another War of the Visions video, and we're gonna take a little stab at a release schedule video for the next couple weeks, just as best as we can. I know nothing is set in stone, but if you're anything like me, I like to just have a snapshot of what's to come in the near future, and I don't necessarily want to go look it up and read. So that's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna read it out to you and give you my best estimate of when we might expect things to come. So this is not official. This is not set in stone. Things could change and we could be thrown curveballs. But from the data that we have from Japan server, this is my best guesstimate. So let's look on and see what we've got coming up in the next couple weeks. Right away, what should be happening is a Final Fantasy XIV rerun. So the only thing that's out of order so far that we've gotten is we got Winter Perrine a little early. That's because of the holiday, obviously, right? They did get in Japan already the Final Fantasy XIV rerun and another unit that came out soon after that. But we should be getting this if things don't go a little wonky next. All right. With that, we will be getting 2 new vision cards. So we have one Dawn Trail vision card. I'm not sure what it's going to be called, if it's just Dawn Trail or whatever it is. But this VC is going to be great for Great Sword Gun and Sword Sea Knight group. And then we'll just quickly go through some of the things. We're not going to go too in depth because this is going to be more of just like a release schedule. But this should give 60% attack, 12 spirit, and 20% magic-wide resistance. It is a hollow card with a Guild War effect, giving 15% crit rate. So it could be good for someone like Hero King Mont. That's going to come later in the month. Yeah. So that is the first vision card. Our next vision card from the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration that's coming out, a second Dawn Trail card. This one's going to be good for Book, Bow, Sword B Warrior, and Staff A Black Mage. Now this one looks especially nice to me. It's giving 42 magic attack, 20% debuff weaken, and 25% spirit penetration. It also is a hollow card for quest, giving 25% HP. We will be getting a unit with the Final Fantasy V collaboration later in the month, so this is looking really good for that unit. Hint, hint. And it looks great for Shireka. A lot of magic attack and spirit penetration, especially with another card that's going to come out later in the month. Moving on, we get Thancred back. So if you didn't get him or you joined late, the free units from the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration that the game launched with, Thancred and Y'shtola, will be coming back. They are free units to build, Thancred being a UR 100 cost unit, and Y'shtola being a 50 cost MR unit. They will be getting their MA3s, their Master Ability 3s. And Thancred looks like he gets quite a bit of a buff, and hopefully he'll be useful. So just an overall general look at what he's going to get. Some AoE resistance penetration for self, 30. Agility 10% up for self, accuracy 10. And then he'll also get his Transcendence, his Dream ability, his 140, right? And he'll get a little buff from that. He'll get more accuracy at 140, 25, debuff effect weakening 25, critical evasion 15, and then he will get an upgrade to his skill Superbolide 2, making him just a little more of a tank. So he looks like hopefully he'll be usable. I don't know that he'd be anything in the meta, but he could be nice to use. He was always a good missile tank in the beginning. Looks like he got some survivability against magic too. So might be fun to play with. And if you've already got him built, then awesome. Y'shtola also gets her MA3. Looks like she's going to get an additional increase to her magic, another 10%, HP 20% increase, AoE resistance 20 for self, and then she also will get her Transcendence, her 140. She'll get more ice resistance, 20%, attack skill activation time up to 50 for attack and non-attack skills. And then Enochian 2 will be upgraded, and she'll have an increased restored HP from re-raise that she gets with that passive. So that maybe will be good. And I think with some of the VCs coming out, she can be nice as like a cost limited option, maybe a little more survivable with that HP, and can probably get a lot of penetration on her. So she might be good for like cost limited. So I'd be interested to play with her. All right. Other than that, with the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration, the old VCs will come back. So things like Bringers of Shadow, Scions of Shadow, Scions of Twilight, and Shadowbringers, the MR card. We should also be getting PvE content back, I would assume, like the raid, but I don't know for certain. We might get some new stuff, but I'm not sure. But we'll definitely get +6 gear upgrades for the gear that came with the original run of this, and then the last rerun that we got of this. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. That's our Final Fantasy XIV collaboration. Oh, one thing. I just wanted to give a little shout out to these old VCs. Something maybe to keep an eye out on is the Bringers of Shadow and Scions of Shadow. No, Scions of Shadow and Scions of Twilight. Scions of Shadow and Twilight, those one, I think Shadow is the light attack up VC, and then Scions of Twilight, I believe, is the slash attack penetration VC for light units. So, with some of the light units that are out now and some of that are coming up, those might be good to grab if you don't already have them. Probably not essential or necessary, maybe a little niche, but might be nice because it seems like there are some good mono light teams coming up on the horizon. Anyway, next we have a very anticipated unit, the new Vinera. I don't remember her title quite right, but she is a lightning evade unit. We will go into her kit in another video. I just wanted to kind of talk about the Final Fantasy XIV buffs in this one, but we'll do a separate video where we dive more into Vinera's kit. But I would imagine that anyone who's been playing Riku or pulled Riku has been waiting for this unit to play with her. I am kind of excited for this unit. I don't know how much I'm going to go into Evade, but it could be fun. The cool thing about this Vinera is she's very, very evadey, and she has a lot of status she has a lot of status ailment infliction in her kit. She can, I believe, stun, poison, doom, maybe even paralysis, I think. So she has a lot kind of going on in that. So she could be a bit of a terror there. You know, because other opposing teams can't build to counteract every status, right? Unless they get one of those, like a piece of equipment that helps them do that, right? Like the mushroom hat, like the marshmallow hat, which, so she'll probably have a bad matchup against, obviously, accuracy. Teams built for accuracy, especially with that marshmallow hat, they will most likely get quite a bit of resistance to status ailments, but I mean, that's not going to be the only thing run. My only worry with this unit is that it might be dead on arrival, considering how everyone is anticipating and already building to combat, to counteract Riku, who is evade. But she might make Riku a little stronger. I believe they complement each other's kits. I don't remember right off the top of my head. One is a little more AoE based and one is a little more single target based, I believe. But we're gonna dive into Vinera's kit in another video. So all of that, by the way, should be next week, around January 7th or so. You know, just based on where the daily purchase bonus and the login bonus is ending. It ends in another 2 days at the recording of this video. We'll probably get some kind of news soon, and I'll have to do another video. But and then I want to say probably about 7 to 10 days after that, we will probably get the VC for Vinera. can't be 100% sure on that. So this is all an approximation. So around the 14th to 17th, we'll probably get the VC Future Heroes Are in Dreams, I believe it's called. And that will be good for bow, dagger, mace, ninja blade, and spear. This is going to be great for those Riku Vinera teams. It's going to give 42% luck, 16% area resist, 40% reaction block, and it is a dual card for a hollow vision card, giving 12% magic resist, I believe. That resistance might not... Oh, I think the resistance is, I believe, a limited bestowed. I don't think that's the vision mastery. So maybe just ignore what I just said there. No, I believe that's the limited bestowed effect for duels for the party. Anyway, so that will be a great card for your evasion teams, your daggers, your ninja blades, and the like. Some notable units, could be Yuffie, the new Vinera, Riku, Yorzazan, and Ketone. But if you're not going for evade, maybe not necessary. Luck is always helpful for accuracy as well. So, yeah, do what you will with that. All right, so then we have the Final Fantasy V rerun the week after. So that previous week will be a little slow. One thing I forgot to mention is that I believe we'll also be getting the Final Fantasy X-2 Guild Raid the same week that we get Vinera's VC. I'm not sure what that looks like at the moment. If I find that out, I'll do a separate video to help prepare for Guild Raid. That's always fun. So just prepare your PvE, Guild Raid, chaining teams for all the elements, so you are ready to go. All right, moving on. So then we get our Final Fantasy V rerun. So the OG characters that we got last time, Lena, Faris, and Bartz, will be coming back, getting MA3s. I'm not going to go over those right now for the sake of time. I just want to get a quick schedule out in this video. So yeah, we should be getting those units and the VCs, Hiryu and Sildra. But at the same time, we should be getting the Ice and Water Veritas VC, which I want to say is like a quest VC or a free VC, but don't quote me on that. I don't remember off the top of my head. We will be getting that, though, and that will be good for bow, gun, katana, and staff B group, Devout. That will give 30% HP, 16% area resist, and 25 crit rate. So that will probably be good for Ice and Water Veritas. They will most likely get global exclusive buffs for them individually on the card. So if you're running those 2 units, might be worthwhile to actually use. Veritas of the Frost I've seen having some nice use recently. He seems to be a critical unit, critical hit rate unit, and pretty accurate. So he could be good to use that with. So maybe some other units could be the new Jaden, the original Alaya, the new Sephiroth from Advent Children, Lunar, New Year Oberon, Exia, Garusa, Yordario, Yuna, and Light Veritas. Let's see. Moving on. We have Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy V coming out. Now, this one we expected with the return of this collaboration. But we also get a second new character, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Basically, a fire spear unit that looks to be pretty much a bruisery DPS. It looks like he'll be able to buff the party and himself in quite a few ways. He'll also have a commander skill as well. But looks like a nice unit. I like spear units. Spear units always appeal to me. So I'd be excited to play with him. And I believe he has a follow-up attack too, which is follow-up ends up being pretty good. Yeah, so he'll be fun to play. We haven't gotten a spear unit in a minute. I think Ryuar Ramada was the last one, who I like as well. So I might try to play some mono spear teams or something like that. Last time I got to do that was with Gernsback and Young Elda, so it might be nice to bring that back. Moving on, we have the Gilgamesh VC. Now this will be good for... What is it? What is it good for? This will be usable by axe, book, glove, katana, and spear. And this one is called I Can't Leave You Behind. So this one will give 24% area resistance, 28 pierce attack up, and 30% chain resistance. So looks like more of a defensive card for sure, with a little good offense for a spear user. So yeah, definitely obviously good for Gilgamesh himself, giving that chain resistance and area resistance, but maybe not necessary. Nothing really sticks out too much. It does have a nice limited effect of crit damage up for Guild War. If you're using him in Guild War, that could be nice. You know, obviously you'd want to probably use this with spear units. But I mean, there are other ways of getting area resistance and chain resistance. You know, I'm not sure what the overlap on other job VCs is with these abilities. So we'll have to take a look at that in another video. Moving on, we have the old units. We talked about that a little bit already, but the old units from the original FF5 collaboration will be re-released with the cards. So Bartz, Faris, Lena will get their MA3s, and then Sildra VC and Hiryu VC, which Hiryu VC is always a pretty good one to slap on there for that Man-Eater. And then Sildra is a very, very nice Esper. Has a lot of crit potential. Nice Wind Esper. Then we have ExDeath, NEO-EXDEATH coming out. No. I just want to fight this guy. This was one of my favorite raids to do in Final Fantasy XIV. It's been quite a while. Speaking of Final Fantasy XIV, I just started playing again after like 3 years. So if you want to watch me struggle to get back into the game, you can watch me do that on stream. Usually stream on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube, so you can hang out with me there. I just did it for the first time last night in forever and was just trying to remember what everything does. Yeah, so, but this was a memorable fight for me. I just think these boss fights in the OG games are just epic. So I had to throw that in there, you know? But really, we'll get the true ExDeath. He will be released. This was a little bit of a surprise because we weren't expecting 2 units for this. Usually in practice, we get the, especially when the collaboration has come out already, we get like the boss from the last time it came, which we had Gilgamesh. So we expected Gilgamesh, but we didn't expect ExDeath. So I'm very, very happy about that. I'm pleasantly surprised. And he looks to be pretty good. He looks like he's going to be great with Shureka. He is going to be a dark element, bulky magic DPS, most likely having more of a specialization in single target attacks. He's got some select 2 abilities in there, and yeah, quite bulky and can get a lot of penetration. So he'll be really, really interesting to see pop off. I'm very, very excited about him and pairing him with Shureka. And then one of the cards that came out with Dawn Trail, the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration again, has one really, really good card for this team. A team that I've seen on JP is Shureka, ExDeath, and Summer Resnick. And so I would definitely keep an eye out on that one VC, the Dawn Trail VC that we talked about earlier, and then his VC, ExDeath's VC, coming up here. will be really, really nice for him as well, of course. It's called ExDeath's Revival, and it is great for Great Swords can use it, Sword B Warrior can use it, and Staff A Black Mage can use it. This will give 42% magic resistance penetration, 16% crit evade, and 20% area resist. Now, in the other card, I believe it was magic attack up and spirit penetration. So between those two cards, getting a lot of power, a lot of penetration. So looking pretty nice, if you know what I mean. So yeah, definitely great for Shurika and ExDeath. You could even throw this on with Y'shtola, get her popping off in some cost-limited content. Also good for Oldoa or Vivi. Yeah, moving on. Then we finally have Hero King Mont, which I think is probably one of the most highly anticipated units. I believe it is the New Year unit. He looks awesome. Of course, we gotta have our MC be the one, right? Be the greatest one. No, but looking really good. I love his design. He's obviously a light unit. He is a great sword, like tanky bruiser. And he should be able to enable more damage through his teammates through things like barrier break, and some other buffs that he can provide for the party, or debuffs he can inflict on the enemy. He also is a commander as well, and I didn't say this before, but ExDeath also has a commander skill, I believe. Yeah, so he's looking pretty solid. I think I'm gonna skew toward. I will probably pull for most of these things, but I think I'm mostly excited for ExDeath and King Mont. Really good teammates for King Mont. Hero King Mont will be Cloud, the Advent Children iteration of Cloud, and then Yuna. So mono light team, looking pretty fire, and that's why I said it might be worthwhile to consider getting those old Final Fantasy XIV cards for that light attack or slash attack resistance penetration. So, looking pretty good. We'll look at his kit in another video, but I really like what we have coming out so far. Again, on my radar are definitely Hero King Mont and ExDeath. So here's just like a full list of the schedule, so you can see it in one shot. Again, we've got the Final Fantasy XIV Rerun. We have the new Vinera coming out, the new Vinera VC coming out the week after. And then the week after that, we have the rerun of Final Fantasy V with the new unit Gilgamesh and his VC. And then after that, we should have ExDeath with ExDeath's VC and Hero King Mont. Now, the only thing that I think could potentially happen, I wouldn't be surprised if Hero King Mont came out earlier, even as early as next week, because of the new year, if he truly is a new year unit. I know that doesn't necessarily have to happen, but any of this could be mixed up scrambled in any order. We'll definitely get these units soon. So the question is, will this truly be the order? I would expect Vinera next, otherwise she's going to be truly delayed. And I think if they delay Vinera for after Mont, I just think that kind of hammers the nail in the coffin for her. I feel like at that point, if Vinera to come out afterward, teams will be built for accuracy already with King Mont and Yuna already being a highly accurate unit, and Cloud as well, and then Mont just adding to that team. I just feel that she would be dead on arrival. So I hope that Vinera comes first. I hope that Evade doesn't just fizzle out. Evade just takes so much to really make work. So potentially not worth it unless you really like Vinera. I mean, I like Vinera. I think she has a cool design. So yeah, that is the full schedule. So listen, I would love to know your thoughts. What are you gonna pull for? I will most likely take a stab at everything. But what are you most excited for? I think I'm most excited for ExDeath and Hero King Mont. I definitely want to get some play in with Vinera as well. Currently, I'm trying to decide who to invest more Mind Spheres and resources into. If I go with the Final Fantasy X-2 collaboration, if I go more into Yuna and really prepare for that evasion counter with a really accurate unit. And Yuna's been great. I love her. She's in my guild battle loadout right now. Or if I go more into Riku and prepare for Vinera to come out and really play into evade. So that's kind of where I am with that. I mean, there's a lot of pieces, a lot of things coming out, a lot of good stuff. So let me know what you're excited for. Let me know what you're going to pull for. I will be streaming my pulls when I can and then uploading those videos. So I hope you can come hang out with me when I do that. But overall, yeah, I'm super excited. I hope y'all have a happy 2025. I'm ready for the first new units and VCs of the year. We actually haven't had anything new yet this year, right? Cool. Well, this has been an amazing time. I hope this helps you just to see it in one screen. I'm just gonna backtrack so you can see that full schedule as far as I think it's gonna happen. Again, just one more time, I want to say this is not for certain, this order. This is just what we think may happen based on what we have from JP. So yeah, just take this with a grain of salt. Let me know what you're looking for, and I'll see you next time. Bye.